All right, second letter. Dear Sexy, I need help. I'm a 50-plus-year-old married, well-educated woman. I am also a kleptomaniac and not proud of it. It started a few years back when I accidentally left an item in my shopping cart. Since then, I have found it easy to take things: shoes, makeup, jewelry, and clothing. Signed, John Hamm. I am out of control. I know it's wrong. I tell myself, that's it. I will not steal. Then I go and I do it again. I want to stop this madness within myself, but I can't tell anyone. Please help me. That's from Taking What's Not Mine in Tennessee. Cure for kleptomania?
Uh, Prison? Sooner or later, ladies, sooner or later you're gonna get caught. If you're telling me you're well educated, it's just like it's a matter of time before you get caught. So at least be smart enough to have a lawyer on retainer, so you can not not spend more than 6 hours before you get bail.
Develops this at, she said she's 50 plus and it's happened a few years back. So let's say 40. Who the hell decides a married, well educated woman?
It's that, but to me, it's just like, what's the difference? Like the person that gets hooked into gambling, you know?
There was a predisposition there somewhere in the
No, it's
DNA and it
just
gets
that
triggered.
I just think that people, your brain, man, is just, who knows where you live, if your serotonin, if your fucking serotonin levels are fucked up, if you've become bipolar.
Mm,
I mean, anything can happen as you get older,
hmm
and it just the hard not. I mean, for Tamara and I, this week has been, we had a rough week, and I think it was as simple as our refrigerator went out, and we got a new refrigerator, and we had to take on the sides of our refrigerator, since T was a little kid, is all stuff that, like, your kid puts shit on your refrigerator.
mm.
And then as he got older, there was always like the best pictures of the three of us, or of him and his mom. Like they would always get, put on the refrigerator. And so we had to switch out we had to get a new refrigerator. And it was just like stripping all that down, and it's like it's piece by piece. I think the magnets are these giraffe magnets that T had when he was like 4 years old, that have legs and arms. It's like every piece of this fucking thing that you're taking apart is just, and you're, I mean, it probably took us a couple of hours to do this because of the conversations and this. So then the refrigerator comes, the new one, and then you've got to fucking, after going through that, now you've got to, re-put everything back on this. And I was just like, fuck. After that, I was shot.
Kev, if this is too personal, I apologize, but everything's personal on the show. When you and Tamara, two different people, two different chemical makeups, when you go to these places and you have these moments, are you both similar in that
No,
you want somebody to help, or does one person prefer to be alone and quiet? Like, how do you do
but
that?
it's and it's like I say, like, the relationship with your child's death. Like my relationship with my child is, like with Tristan's death, is so different than Tamara's,
Right.
because her beliefs, she's very spiritual. She believes in that there's signs that there's a she has like a very strong belief system on how she deals with it. And then, like, I'll listen to her and I'll be like, wow, like it's fascinating, because it's a coping mechanism, And but it's also it's. I mean, if you just don't think of that, there too much shit happens that would be coincidental. Uh, if there isn't some fucking you know something going on
We've talked
because
about things here. The song on the radio
yeah
when you're not sure that you want to do
yeah
the
there's
show.
just
And yeah, yeah.
it was like
But
I
you
said
have to respect her process, right?
yeah
Like
and she has to respect mine because I said today I came home and from the mailbox place and I'm going to go on the road this weekend and I just don't want to be around people. But I've already committed to this thing. And she said, "Do you want to talk about it?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm good." I don't want to. I said, "I've spent too much time like thinking about this over the last 4 or 5 days. It's just."
yeah.
But then as this shit kind of goes down with Iran, I'm thinking, is how long do we have? Is it fucking, is it 2037? And then this science project fucking somebody just makes the wrong fucking step.
Yeah. Well, that's part of what every day is, trying to
Yeah. So,
hammer through the path here. Well, thank you for that.
but I will say that I know that I live in a fucking a tree house and I'm completely out of it. But I do run into people on a daily basis that are kind of your middle class America. And they're very fucking despondent over the fact that extra money they were promised if they voted this POTUS into position seems to be evaporating.
Who was
Seems like,
promised extra money? I missed that speech. Well, if
oh,
the
they,
top 1% in the
no, I'm
$4.7
talking
trillion dollar
about that,
tax cut.
that their lives would be better.
Oh, there were
The
people that
middle,
believed
yeah,
that.
they
Oh, there
would
were
have
people that
more,
believed that. Yeah.
it's that they would have more money left because, of everybody that I ran into that was going to vote Republican was telling me that if we were in a recession. I just wasn't aware of it because I was wealthy. And I guess, so what are we in now? Or is anybody moving into Central Park yet?
Mm.
Fucking shanty town? Little depression.
Yeah. Understood.
I think with the numbers like 1% fucking growth, 1% inflation. Is that where we're at right now? Like kind of stagnant.
Mm-hmm. Well, but you see, when there's uncertainty abroad that we're involved in, there's always that. That's kind of like that's playing football in the snow. There's kind of an artificial effect
Oh
happening, and you
yeah.
have to wait to see. You know.
It, by the time that ceasefire was, by the time Trump motherfucked the two countries, um, which I just thought was so fucking like that was pretty gangster. There's a lot of people. It's not very presidential. You know what? Fucking, if I spend like fucking 4 hours on the phone talking to two knuckleheads, and then fucking I got off the phone and one of them fired a fucking other missile.
You might say they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah,
Also.
I might pretty much say I don't know what the fuck they're doing.